on my page.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? How are
What's
you?
up? Bless up. What's up, sis? What's the deal?
Oh man, it's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yes, it's been some years, man.
Years,
I remember
years.
I remember you came up, you was doing some crazy computer work and shit with
Yeah,
some people, and I cooked you a good steak dinner. I cooked you a good steak dinner for
I was
sure.
working at Sarah Suit and Seti at the time.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, I was actually his web developer, and it was a guy from Jamaica that was from Toronto, and
Yeah,
he wanted me to do like to decode all these like websites and stuff like that, like all these like
yeah,
videos and create like a like online video channel, but it was all shady and weird and like Toronto
um,
like shade kind of like with the I don't know, it was weird.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Shit.
so man, like Frank and Dank. For those that don't know who Frank and Dank is, okay, I want you guys to like understand these are Detroit legends.
I
They
appreciate
worked
it.
with the legendary J Dilla, and they have like a staple in the hip hop Detroit scene and just the hip hop scene altogether. So I want to let you introduce yourself as well. Go ahead.
Bless up, my people. I am the one they call Dank from Frank N Dank, aka Dankery Harv, East Side Detroit. One half of Frank N Dank. Come up under J Dilla, Slum Village, T3 by 10, YG, um, East Side Detroit, 7 Mile Down, Coney Gardens. You know what I mean? The realest, you know.
Wow. So
Yeah.
how did Frank and Dank even come together as a group? How'd you guys even like get started?
Well, it started with we had a test run. I was a street guy. You know what I mean? I was a street guy. And Dilla, Frank, um, T3 by 10, um, YG, they was in the studio. So I just would come through. Because I've known Dilla since 1984. So I would just come through. I come through with the crazy weed and shit. They didn't smoke weed then. Um,
Oh, okay. I was like,
so
were you the weed dealer or what? Were you
yeah,
the weed?
yeah, was and I was. Yes, I was and I wasn't. But I would have the weed on me, and my boy used to get this crazy ass weed from New York from his cousin. He didn't smoke, so he would give me a few ounces at a time, and this weed was like some super top shelf, and it was real stinky, and they used to be like, "Yo, what is that smell? What's that smell? What's that smell?" And and Dilla was T3 would be like, "Yo, we gonna call him President Dankworth," and Dilla
Oh,
was
that's where you got your name Dank from? Is from the because you used to bring the stinky weed, the
yeah,
Dank.
because I could bring the stinky weed, yeah, and
Wow. Dilla gave you your name.
so yeah, Dilla gave it to me, and it was a test run. He wanted me to study this rhyme, so I used to have to go over T3 house every Saturday and have lessons with him how to rhyme and shit. Like I wasn't, I used to dance like crazy, jit, hip hop, all that shit. You know what I mean? One of the masters of the jit. You know what I mean? I go to the
No, I thought
club,
that Batin was the master of the jit. Hold on now.
master. By 10, no. Dankery Harv is the master. He know. You know what I mean? He
Okay,
know, but he know.
that's okay.
Um,
That's debatable.
and
I'm just joking.
um, but so I used to go over T3s every Saturday to have this session. So learned this song, and Dilla wanted me to come to the studio. So I came to the studio. He asked me was I'm ready, and I said, "Yeah, I'm ready." I put the headphones on, and I said the verse. Um, and Frank, Dilla, T3 by 10, YG, QD, they all went crazy and shit. They was like, man, you hear his voice? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, they were just jumping around, going crazy. Man, you hear his voice? You hear his voice? Man, I can't believe this, man. And so from there, I had to go over T3 house extensively every Saturday. That was Dilla's orders, so I
What?
can get my lesson, so I can learn, because he wanted me to rap on the beat a particular type of way. Um, and so I take the lessons from T3. T3 showed me how different styles and how to rhyme and this is that and the other. Shout out my brother T3. Appreciate him for that.
Shouts out to T3.
And by 10, he used to come pick me up um and give me motivation and tell me
You
that,
used to drive with by 10? Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that's when he had just got the drop top Lante. Got the black drop top Lante. Came
I
and
don't
picked
know if he
me.
was a better driver back then, but he
He
was not
came,
a good driver.
he
He
came
was
and picked me
scary.
up. He came and picked me up. And yeah, I'm having an interview. Um, sorry. Um, and he have a big folder full of CDs, and he have all me and Frank music. And he'd be playing. I didn't even have copies of the shit. He had copies. Dilla didn't give me no copies yet. By 10, I had the copies, and he give me motivation. I hang out with him for the day, go do what by 10 do. You know what I mean? Ride around, go through the Ethiopian restaurant, take me to Mahogany. Um, I'm on by 10 time. You know what I mean? I enjoyed myself. It was a phenomenal night. And he always give me a lot of motivation. So it came down to the Frank name is Frank. You know, Frank is Frank. You know what I mean? Frank was
Mhm.
already rapping and doing his thing. And so we cut a couple of demos. Um, so Dilla was like, okay, so it's gonna be Frank and Dank.
So he put the group together.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dilla put the group together. Frank and Dank said, Frank is already Frank. So he just put the N in there, Frank and Dank. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But
And
T3 was
history
like,
was
yeah, we gonna
made.
call him. T3 was like, yeah, we gonna call him President Dankworth. This, that, another. And Dilla was behind the MPC in the basement. He was like, no, we gonna call him Dank. And I was like,
Wow.
damn, Dank. Okay. And it was good. So the ball started rolling. So we started recording, and then we'll pause. Then we record more, and then we'll pause. When Dilla produced "Running for the Far Side," um, that took everybody in a different place. That kind of like opened the door for a lot of things. So he's moving around a lot. Then he met Tip at the Lollapalooza. Then he out of New York. This is that and other. He'll come back. He'll be gone for a couple months. He'll come back. Um, we record a couple of joints. Then we'll stop, and I'll wait and give you the rest of it. Or you want me to go on? You want me to go?
No, no, go on. Go on. Go.
Okay. So I remember one time he came back from New York. He was working with Tip, and Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep was around, and he was really impressed about these. Like when he came back, he was like, "Oh man, y'all, my Mobb Deep." Oh, da, 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 da. I'm like, God damn, shit. So it was like go time, and he ended up going on a tour. And when they would go on tour, I always leave them a message every day. I would leave them a message, and on his phone while they gone, I check in every day. Nobody told me to do it. It's just something that I did. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
make the call. What up, bro? You got to get me out of here, man. You got to get me out of here. And it stuck because, like I said, I've known Dilla since 1984. Before it was a beat machine. The only
Right.
beat machine that he had was an Ericsson turntable, which he got for Christmas, and he took the rubber thing out of it. He used to make pause and record beats. You know what I mean? And nobody really can tell you that story like that. but me and shit.
Right. He used to like actually like take like a what was it like a
He used to actually make. He used to actually make actual the beats that he made on the pause and the record beats that he made back then could go right now.
wow.
They was like I knew when we was kids. I knew he had a gift because he knew how to play all the fucking instruments. Um, I took we used to go to this middle school called Farwell out of Drive on the east side, and
Hmm.
at this gym class, and I hated the gym class. They wanted to make us take showers and all this other bullshit. And the guy and the gym teacher and his little helper, they was like kind of like shaky. I was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that shit. So I said I'm gonna take music class. So I'm thinking I'm just about to be playing around with the drums and this, that, and the other. No, no, no. It was a lot of fucking music theory and all types. Shit. I didn't know what I was got myself into. I said, damn, I am fucked up. I am fucked up. So I got a big ass F and I still had to take the class again. So I'm like, fuck, man, I can't do it. I couldn't get out the class. The only thing, if I wanted to get out of class, I had to go back to gym class. And I didn't want to go to gym. You know what I mean? So next thing I'm sitting in the seat, Dilla came through the door.
Wow.
He's like, Dank, what the fuck you doing here? He didn't say Dank. He was like, he said my government, Derek, what you doing in here? I said, man, I took this. I ain't want to go to fucking gym class with Mr. Gould and shit. He's called him Mr. Gould and shit. I was like, man, I ain't want to go to G. Said, man, I ain't want to go to that shit neither. He didn't want to go to gym class neither and shit. So what Dilla would do for me, um, he taught me how to play all of the hip hop shit. Salt and Pepper, Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, every fucking body in that era, how to play that shit on the piano. And the reason why he did that, so I could learn the music theory, the note
Mm,
shit. So
right.
when we be taking the test, it'd be like bum, 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 and that's the Salt and Pepper song.
And you would
So
know that what
what the
note that was
what the notes was.
at.
Bam,
Wow.
cool. And Miss McConnell, Dilla was like one of her favorite students, so she didn't really get on his case when he used to be like saying a hip hop song. She didn't know what the fuck he was doing. It was helping me know, oh, that's that. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. After it was all
Wow.
after it was all said and done, I got an A plus out of that goddamn class. I was in all of the goddamn the musicals at the school. Learn how to play the violin, the cello. That was me and Dilla thing. We used to play the cello together and shit. The cello was crazy.
Wow, Dilla played the cello. You played the cello.
I
Wow.
played the cello. Dilla played the violin, trumpet, drum. He played all that shit. Every instrument in that fucking class, he played it, and he knew the notes. He knew that shit. It was just like it
Wow.
wasn't
So when
if he,
he's even sampling, he probably even knows what key it's in to
oh
even make it
exactly. He know
cool.
exactly exactly to the exact. So when he was making pause and record beats off the Ericsson turntable, um, I would set up a three-way. I have a three-way, and then three more people will have a three-way. So we'll link up all these people on the phone. I tell Dilla to cue up the tape. Then he play the tape, play the beats on the phone, old school house phone. Play the beats on the phone, and then niggas want to meet up at school the next day. Like
Wow.
they want to meet him and shit. Like, man, who is this man? You know what I mean? They knew him in passing, but they didn't know that he made fucking beats. So, that was the young Dilla. Like I said, those beats back then, those beats would be able to compete with the shit that he was doing now because he was sampling like crazy. He loved James Brown, so he would chop James Brown drums up so fucking crazy. It used to be like them beats used to be sick as hell. I couldn't even believe that he made it by pausing and recording.
Wow.
and he made batches, not just one. He had batches like he had his batches as he got older. Um, and then as he got older, Amp Fiddler taught him how to work the machines and shit.
Yeah,
So
I've worked with him Philly before. He's awesome.
yeah,
He's a great guy.
Uncle Amp is the OG um, from the neighborhood, East Side 7 Mile. Um, him and his brother Bub is they legends.
Yeah, may Bub. I think did Bub pass on or
Yeah, Bud passed away. Bless up, Bud.
may he rest
Rest
in
his
peace.
soul. Rest in peace. Bud used to make some crazy ass beats. My brother Thurman uh, used to buy beats from all the time, all types of crazy. He used to make Bud used to make some crazy ass beats, some really super dope beats. But they was super. Amp and Bud was super talented. Um, my stepfather used to listen to Amp and Bud jazz shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he ended up being with the Funkadelic and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I was like, dang, you know them? He's like, yeah, they stay down there by Persian. And I was like, damn, it kind of fucked me up. And then I end up meeting Uncle Amp, one of the most genuine, down to earth.
Sweethearts, yeah.
Um, it's priceless. Um, to know
Contributors,
him,
yes. Yeah, big.
to know him and being able to be around him, create and come into his house. You would never know that the studio was like that in his house. You would have never known that right
In
there.
that basement, yep.
You would never fucking know. And the big grand piano in the living room. You know what I'm saying? You would have never know. And he's let the guys come in and work in the studio, and that was super dope. That was a big blessing. That was the kickoff to
So
Philly.
what was your what is your understanding of like the Detroit hip hop scene in its community over in its evolution over the years?
Um, well, it's Detroit is a world class city that's always had that talent. Um, it's from no matter east to west, south to north. It's always had that talent. It always been like that.
Well, why do you think that not that many people came out have made it really big out of Detroit? What do you think is the
Well, we got one of the biggest artists in the world that came out of there, and that's Eminem.
Eminem? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't look at that. We got multiple artists um and made a major impact in this hip hop shit. Slum Village, J Dilla, Royce the 5'9", um, D12, Guilty Simpson, Frank N Dank, um,
Fat
uh,
Cat.
my brother Fat Cat, Elzai, Cardi Boys. Um, I can go on and on. Um,
I would just say more
Black
like the
Milk.
big
Uh,
time commercial success. But I mean, I think
it,
do you
it,
think that Detroit is more of an underground like kind of rap place
no,
where hip hop play? Okay.
no. It's a global phenomenon now because you ain't just getting underground. See, it's been a shift. It's been a shift
Okay.
because in my era when I had my record deal, it was only underground hip hop niggas that had deals in Detroit. Now it didn't shifted. Now the street guys really have and secured the deals. The Peasies, Ice Vezo, Babyface Ray, um, they secured and kept it Detroit to keep going where it's needed. It's
Right.
music, whether it's hip hop, gangster, whatever. It's music. We need it. We from the Motor City. We the staple of it. So I feel as though it shifted to now more street guys have finally got an opportunity to be on that.
And we can't forget the Main Street guys. Trick. He
Oh,
actually made it
that's
mainstream.
Trick don't even count. He's an OG.
Right.
Um, he's a super OG and super humble, and he showed nothing but love and like he the mayor of Detroit. You know what I mean? He the mayor.
Do
Uh,
you think that that whole thing, like where he was like making it like where you can't like what's it called? No,
no fly zone.
yeah. Do you think that that affected Detroit in a negative way or a positive way?
No, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. Detroit has been negative anyway because we the motor city. We got killers, drug dealers, people work at the plant. This, that, and the other. No, the no fly zone was with Trick implicating that put on a thing as you see now where niggas say you got to check in when you come in
So he
other
was a
places.
pioneer. Actually, he was a pioneer.
Yes, yes, that's super pioneer. You know what I mean? And all he was doing was trying to solidify the artists, the major artists that's coming in the city to connect with the artists in our city. Not just come get the bag
And
and,
leave.
and fuck the women and leave.
Right.
Connect. You know what I mean? Ain't we don't want like one thing about Detroit, and I say this east side, west side, north, south side. We ain't looking for no handouts.
Mm.
There's no hand. We don't look for no handouts. We ain't no dick riders, none of that type of shit. We gonna do what we gonna do. We the Motor City, Motown. With that, it's so much talent in Detroit. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I
Did
feel as though that Detroit music is in a good place because you got a variety of everything. You ain't just got one thing. You got a variety of everything. And that's the most important part. Like some cities only have one thing.
sound? Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
We got so much different sounds. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So, and with saying that, you just got to be out connecting.
Mm.
Um, Everybody that and got to the point and on these particular type of levels, it wasn't just the music. They connected with the people. Once you
Mhm.
connect with the people correctly, hey man, that opened up fucking doors and shit. Like
So
super
do you
doors.
think that Eminem? Okay, so we had other groups like the Insane Clown Posse. We had like the
They don't count. That's a
they don't
different
count.
genre. They don't count.
So
And when
you
I
don't
mean
believe that
no,
ICP
no, no, no,
actually?
no, no, wait a minute. But I don't mean they don't count like that. They done their thing. That's more like rock. That's not like that's like Kid Rock. I remember Kid Rock used to open up for the homeboy Eshawn. Insane Clown all used to open up for
So you don't.
Eshawn.
So, but was Esham at one point considered to be hip hop? But it was like more.
Yeah, Eshawn. Let me explain something to you about Eshawn. I'm very fortunate to grow up with a lot of different people and see how their life turned and how they really appreciated and did this music. I used to go to high school with Eshawn at Osborne,
Mhm.
and he was rapping back then, out cold. He had real life records, making crazy money. All his shows were sold out. He was one of the most biggest independent artists out there. Kid
Yeah.
Rock, Insane Clown, all these people used to open up for him.
Wow.
And he was kicking the wicked shit. I remember one of my homeboys, Mastermind, bless up Mastermind. He was gonna sign with my homeboy, this group called Talk Like Sex with Eshawn. He signed a deal with Eshawn in high school and still rocking. That's
Wow.
impressive. That's super dope. You know what I mean? Super dope. So when I say Insane Clown Posse, Kid Rock, they fucked it up. They did their thing. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother genre of Detroit.
Right. You and then you also have like the Danny Browns. You have like
Oh my
the
god.
Nick Speeds, and all those guys are still.
Like Danny Brown, that's a that's a relic. You know what I mean? He's a relic. Super dope, talented MC. You know what I mean? Crazy with it. His voice is just like you won't hear nothing like that. You know what I mean? He crossed a lot of barriers and got up there. Nick Speed, bro,
He
super
signed a G Unit at one point, right? Him and Danny Brown, right?
super super dope producer, and his family and his pops, they legends. His pops is a legend. He
What
part
was
of
his fault?
BT. He did that. The Donnie Williams show, all he like his pops is a legend. You know what I mean?
Really? I didn't
Super
even know
legend.
that.
Yeah, super legend. You know, and Nick Speed got crazy ass production just as well. Crazy. He got some hits under his belt. You know what I
So
mean?
who do you think the big hot producers that are coming out of Detroit are now?
Whoa. Whoa, that's a big one. I would say Dankery Harv.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're producing now.
Oh yeah, I bang out. Frank Nitty bang out. Um,
I
but
know
I
DJ Diz has been doing his thing. DJ
oh
Diz.
DJ Dez, he do his thing, bro. He been producing since we was kids too. Since we was kids too. You know what I mean? Like my boy Thurn, again, I used to buy the beats from Aunt Brother Bub. We used to go over Dez's house and used to get beats from Dez. I knew Dez before I was rapping. Like
Wow.
before I was rapping. When I met Dez, I was like
Was you bringing the weed over to him too? Like I know Diz.
when I met Dez, I was on I was moving
Yeah.
I was moving that Tony Montana. You know
Right.
what I mean? I was gone.
So
It was one of those things where it just was one of those things. You know what I mean? I'm not proud
so
of it, but you know, it's just one of those lanes that shit was really, how Detroit is. You know what I mean?
right.
If you're an East Side nigga or West Side nigga, you know how it is. Once the bag come in, one of the family members bring the bag in, and you diving in, going in. You know what I mean?
So what
Yeah.
are like speaking of those, what are some of the obstacles you've experienced,
Mm.
being in Detroit hip hop?
Um,
Being a hip hop artist just in general, like what have you experienced?
um, a lot of a lot of disappointment. Um,
Yeah.
and the disappointment be like with
The
people.
labels, maybe.
No, not even the labels. It's like people where you show a lot. I love different. If you my man's, no matter how big you is or how low you is, you my man's, you my man's. I don't care
Hmm.
what you got. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Sometimes people forget. Like me and Frank always had an open door policy. Um, Especially when we was in Toronto. Um, and even on the block on St. Louis at my mom's crib. When Dilla would come through, I make sure and I instruct the homies not to talk about what he do. Let him be regular. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't put the pressure on him of talking about his production and this is that. And let him be regular because he want to be able to kick it. And with that, that blew is major respect. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Major respect. So a lot of things just like when you love different, you hope it returns the same way. But it's a lot of different letdowns from a lot of people. You get people like throwing stones at you and saying you ain't got this or you ain't doing this or this is this, that, and the other. Uh just weird shit from people you really care for.
Right.
Like
Do you
and
think it's because of the competitiveness of hip hop as a whole? Like
well
people were
sometimes people like from 1 to 10, only four people will understand the journey of being an artist, not even hip hop, just an artist, period. The
Mhm.
other part, the other six, they don't know. They
Right.
just the music. I give you an example. One of the homies was like, dang D, damn D, I thought you just went to Canada just to be going to Canada. No. I came to Canada because we did a record deal with an independent label in Universal Canada. That's why we came to Canada. That we didn't just come to Canada just to hang out, chill, and this, that, and the other. No, we had to deal with Universal. So
So what? So is that the same deal that you had with MCA where it got like
no,
shelved?
MCA, that was something totally different. See, with the MCA deal, now I'm not just go. I'm gonna go all the way in. Nah, I'm gonna go all the way in. I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna
Okay.
take you there now. Um, so with the MCA deal, me and Frank, we stayed in the basement for years till um, there was time to come up out of it. But before spending the time in the basement, um, we had to we had to wait on Dilla. Um, we had to make sure that he had to make sure himself
That it was
that
right.
he was straight to be able to take his
Mm.
homies on and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, we the homies and brothers and shit, but business is business. Um, so it was a time when they had went on tour and they had came back.
Meaning Slum Village or
Some
just
village they had went on tour. Frank went with them too. Frank and Fat Cat had went with them. I didn't go. I was at the plant. I was working at Edna Steel right there on Mound and 7 Mile. Um,
and wait, hold on. You said you guys were in the basement in the thing, but I know at one point even
I'm about to take you there.
'cause I'm gonna say
Um,
even Slum Village talked about how they had to sit and just record off of like just a click track at some point, like the
a
whole album.
Metrodome, a Metrodome.
So was it similar to that, where y'all just making stuff Metrodome style, and
No,
then you
we
just
had a me and Frank had serious boot camp. Like before we can even get in the studio, we had to make a demo with T3 and Kareem Riggins. T3 made 3 beats and Kareem made 3 beats, and we had to get Dilla the CD before we could even start the new journey. We had all the journeys till we got to this point. Like I told you, it was okay. We start, we stop, we start, we stop. Um, Ouija from the Dramatics when we was kids um, was gonna sign us to Motown. Uh, we took pictures for Jet magazine. Me and Frank was the dancers. Dilla was the rapper, and our homeboy Copez he was the DJ and shit. This one, my mother had to understand what hip hop was. She didn't understand what the fuck was going on. So Dilla mother and father, because Ouija is in their era. That's from the Dramatics. They all love Ouija.
right?
So when it was like Miss Yancey and Mr. Yancey came over and told my mother that she had to come over to the house because Ouija is at the house and he want to sign the guys to a record deal and this is that and the other. And then my mother was like, Ouija for real? And so I gotta fix my hair. Wait a minute, y'all. You know, because she grew up off of Ouija. That's just like us. We had the studio with Chris Brown
Right, right.
or Jodeci or some shit like that. We gonna want to be a particular type of way. So they go over there. Uh, we rehearsing, Dilla rhyming, me and Frank got routines and Copez DJing. It's like that era from the 90s. You know what I
Like
mean?
the Kwame type of
Yeah,
like
yes. Like the Big Daddy Kane, School and Scrap type shit. You know what I mean? We had that shit down packed like crazy because we thinking we about to, but then they got the contracts out, and my mother, Miss Yancey, and Mr. Yancey explained what this was. You know, my mother didn't believe in
was it in perpetuity throughout the universe and infinity and beyond?
she didn't understand nothing about no music. You know what I mean? She didn't. You know, it just was like a dream type thing. You know what I mean? Like to be a musician. You know what I mean? She know the ins and outs, so she was learning right then and there. So that thing went south. Now I'm about to speed you all the way up. So they came back from tour. Slum, Frank, Fat Cat. Like I said, they went on tour. So my friend Bud, his kid's mother, gave me a 1987 Toyota Cressida. When you start it up, it's like, then it drives. So I come around the corner, I see Dilla there. He got a Lexus 450 green, and he got a, a 4.6 Range Rover, um, limited edition. So I'm like, yeah, I know he ain't hearing shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga fooling. So I ring the doorbell. You got to run up the stairs to get to the door. So you go up the stairs. Oh shit, thank what up? Damn, man, I was gonna come look for you. You know what I mean? He used to give me this code since we was kids because I ain't had no house phone at the house sometime. So I had to go to the payphone and put 56 in his pager, and he'd know I'm at the house.
Wow.
Crazy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Crazy.
What? That's a lot.
Yeah, so so he was like, man, I want to learn how to smoke some weed. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, man. When I be in New York, niggas be wanting me to smoke and shit, but I don't even know how to roll no shit. This, that, and other. So Frank was like, yeah, I want you to, yeah, show us some shit. Okay. I said, so I had some weed on me. So I said, let's go to the store and get some blunts and shit. You know what I mean? We smoke a couple right quick before I go to work. So we get in the car. I said, man, don't laugh at my car and shit. So they get in the car and shit. Oh, I think this car's sweet. So they joking and shit. So we started in the pillar. So they get to laughing and shit. So we go to the gas station. So we coming in the gas station. So some guys pulled up on us in a Tahoe. And you know, it was when the Tahoes first came out. And Dilla didn't like that. He didn't like that shit because he knew he had two crazy ass trucks at the crib. So he didn't like the niggas flexing on us. So he's like, dang, take me back, man. Fuck, man. Just grab the blunts. I was like, he's like, fuck, man. Fuck this shit. I was like, damn, what? He's like, man. Just didn't sit right with him. So
They was just probably just going to the store, minding their
yeah,
business.
that's all they was doing, but how they rolled up on us,
With the
sounds,
music going, probably like boom,
yeah,
boom, boom,
sound,
boom.
yeah, exactly. So turn around, to get back to the house, roll a couple. I showed him roll a couple, and I was like, damn, I gotta go and go to work. He was like, yo, hit me. I'll be home and shit. He told me to hit and he'd be home. You know, they back off the road. I said, okay, for sure. So I went to work at Edna Steel, sub plant for Chrysler, slanging steel. I got a guy working in back of me. I call him Robot Man because he just be throwing the pieces. I'm like, yo, slow the fuck down, nigga. Like, slow the fuck down.
All right.
So get off work. My little cousin, Don Chop, he having a studio session at my brother Mike Moore's house on the east
I
side.
know Mike Move. Oh, Mike
Yeah,
Move. Al Nuke and those guys. Yeah.
they're my people. You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
my
Al
people.
Nuke. I used to
Um,
stay in his studio.
oh yeah, for real? That's
Yep.
crazy.
I used to be
Um,
his graphic designer. Yep. Al
oh,
Nuke.
that's crazy. He was Nuke's outfit, for real.
Yep.
Me and Nuke go way back. My nigga Nuke. Buck, what up, baby? My nigga
Oh,
Buck.
Al Nuke.
Shout out my brother Mike Move. You know what I mean? Mike Move is like the OG and the founder. Um, because now I'm about to go to the rest of the story. So I go in the studio, you know what I mean? My cousin Don Chop, did his song. He said, dang, I want you to get on this verse right here. I'm like, okay. So I go in the booth and I'm recording the song. And then Move hit the button like, yo, dang, somebody here to see you. I said, yo, tell them they gotta wait, man. I've been at work all night. Just let me lay this verse down. He was like, all right, bet. Boom. And I laid the verse, did the ad lib, and I came out the booth and Dilla was standing right there. And I was like, holy shit, man, why you didn't tell me he was out? Why the fuck? And he was like, yeah, dang, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, nigga. That's what I'm talking about. He's like, tell niggas you out. I was like, what? So we took a couple of pictures and stuff. And we went out to the truck. He was like, listen, I already talked to Frank. I came to find you and tell you I'm ready. I was like, what you like, what you mean? He's like, I'm ready right now. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it. You're gonna do that album. I'm like, what? I'll get y'all a deal. I'm like, what? Shed a couple of tears. I can't believe it and shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's sitting here telling me this shit right now. Cannot believe, because I was going through some real serious family shit with my kids. Um, so I needed something to take my my mind off of that. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
wait for the process to go through. You know what I mean? Um, so
And Detroit is tough. Detroit
so
is a
he,
tough
so he was
place.
like, he said, I need you to go home and tell your mom you got to quit that job. I said, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, I need you to go home, tell your mom you got to quit that job. I said, God damn. Shed another tear. He's like, no, nigga, we about to get it, nigga. We about to get it. We about to get it. I was like, okay. Got in my car, drove home. I said, oh, shit. Fuck, I got to go ahead and ask my mother this big situation. Um, so I knock on her door. Hey, ma. Dear, what the hell you want? I'm like, oh, shit. I said, ma, I got to talk to you. It's important. Dear, what the hell do you want? I said, Dilla ready. She said, what you mean? I said, Dilla, he ready, ma. She said, Derek James ready for real? I said, yeah, he ready. So I said, I need you to do me one thing. Look out for the kids for me, because I'm gonna have to be gone. Um, I said, I don't need nothing. Just if the kids need something, just get it for me, ma. Cause I just need to um, focus on this thing right now. And then she was like, Derek James ready for real? I said, yeah, ma, he ready. I said, I gotta quit the job. And she was like, Derek James ready for real? I said, yeah, ma, he ready. She said, yeah, go ahead and quit that job. So I went to the job the next day. It was Friday. Pick up my check. I quit, motherfuckers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm out. I'm going to do my music shit, niggas. Harvey, where you going, man? I'm out, man. I'm
This
out.
is like a movie. This is a movie right here.
I'm out. And then we got out with Frank, talked about the scenario. And then now T3 gave us 3 beats. Kareem Riggins gave us 3 beats. We recorded 3 songs at T3 crib, and then we recorded 3 songs at Kareem crib. And then we gave Dilla the demo. And he was like, okay, bet. I like this shit. We in. That was just, we never did nothing with those 6 songs. That was just for us to get
Okay,
in the
I just wanted to see. I want to see what y'all gonna do. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
get in the studio. And
He
from
was constantly testing people. Like, I mean, it seemed like a lot of tests going on. Like,
oh
okay,
no,
this.
it was like I said, um it's part of the journey. Um you gotta want it just as bad as he wanted. Um ain't no laxy daisy, because once he had been around all those super dope MCs that we always used to listen to as kids, he know it's serious. So he wants you to be serious just as well. And so in the beginning, it wasn't like a lot of me and Frank recording. Um, it was more us being in the system with him while he took care of what he had to take care of. And
Learning the ropes.
um, when it's when it's time for us to record, we got to be ready to record. Um, a lot of time just in the record store, while digging, picking out records. A lot of time just at the mall, while he's shopping like crazy. You know what I mean? Buying the whole fucking mall out. He don't give a fuck. Um, Different sessions with different artists, just catering to the artists, making sure they comfortable, anything they need some drinks, need some weed, you want to go out, okay, Frank and Dan could take y'all out to a spot of this, that, and the other. We turned Chocolate City strip club on the east side. We turned that into our office. Big shout out to everybody at Chocolate City. Um, Big Unc Howard, um, the Taylors.
I heard Chocolate City was a spot.
You know what I mean?
But
But
Bontaine used to call them hood ballerinas.
yeah, exactly.
The
Uh,
ghetto ballet, the ghetto
hmm
ballet.
So Dilla just basically turned that into his office, um, because when the artists come in to have something to do, um, that's the easy spot to take them to, and they can play some music, and they can play some music, have some food. Shout out my brother BB. He used to be in there cooking it up. You know what I mean? Before he went out and did his own thing, but he used to kill it.
So
You know
you're
what I mean?
saying that Dilla's music initially was strip club music.
We test music for the strip club. We tested music, but like I said, it was just more like his office now, to take his clients to and to just to be able to chill before they get into the big studio work. You know what I mean? That they gonna be that they there for. So you have a little bit of enjoyment, have a good time. Okay. You want to hit the studio tonight, or you want to hit it first thing in the morning. Sometimes you want to go straight after, you know what I mean, the enjoyment. You know what I mean? Your adrenaline is pumping. You feeling good. You had a good night. You ready to go knock it down. You know what I mean? So a lot, like I said, a lot of time before it's just in the system, moving with them. But when it's time to record, once we get in the street, it's like 2 songs a night. Like we went to the strip club for 8 years straight, Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday, 8 years straight.
What?
And if Chocolate City ain't open, he pissed. He pissed. You know what I mean? Go to Chocolate City. After Chocolate City, get to the crib. He want to make some crazy ass beats. Put the headphones on. He take it off like, yo, y'all got some shit. He's like, hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna set this up for y'all, and he'll leave it up for us tonight. He showed Frank how Frank got his notebook out, and Dilla gave him the directions and everything how to record me and him. So we just started knocking out songs like that. You know what I mean? 2 songs a
Right.
night.
He just make the beats and then he just show y'all how to run the equipment. Okay, well y'all go
Yep.
ahead and record now.
I'll be back. I'm going on a date. I'm about to go chill, or this, that, and the
Right.
other.
You know another person that does that is a guy named Jovant. You know Jovant?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's another producer out of Detroit. He does that. He'll like set things up and then leave. So he must have
Mm-hmm.
got like some things from Dilla with that, you know. But
Yeah,
Jovant, he
yeah.
used to be with work with Aretha Franklin and people like that. I think he
Oh,
did that.
nice, nice, nice. But that just was a process. Like that just was another, because in the daytime, now we might record something in the daytime, but me and Frank recording didn't really start till like after 2 o'clock in the morning. For everything, all 48 hours, everything. It didn't really start recording to that. Um,
Wow.
it was
Y'all were
just
like
one of
vampires.
those. Yeah, it's because we'd be out all day. Like I didn't even have to. I
Zero
said when
sleep.
I say when I always say when I got in the truck, but I knew Dilla since 1984. But when I got in the truck, I didn't even have to call Dilla. I knew what time he'd pull up at my house. I didn't have
Mm,
to call him at all. He'd be there. He'd be there no later than 1 o'clock in the afternoon every damn day. I didn't have
right.
to
Come
call
on,
him.
let's go. Let's go. Right. Right.
We out. So that's gonna start the day off. Okay, he might want to go pick up some clothes from the cleaners. Um, might want to go to the mall. He gonna stop and see my Dukes. My Duke's gonna bring out the fat, the biggest envelope ever, and he gonna say this: Did you get you something? You get DeWitt something? You get John something? You straight? Martha something? You good? Okay. Like I love Dilla for that. You know what I mean? He like his
So
mom was
what?
just
So what happened with the MCA deal that made it all messed
so
up?
So the MCA deal just was fucked up because one part of the thing it merged with Gaffin Records, and we was new. Um, our deal was like the deal was crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie, 6 figures. You know what I mean? Six
And
figures.
you know what is so funny is that a lot of Detroit artists at that time were getting those huge deals even before you would
Hmm.
hear of a deal from
Yeah.
Cash Money Records or
Hmm.
this, that, the other. Even Slum
That's
Village
true.
probably had the biggest deal at one point, didn't they? I think.
Royce had a crazy ass deal. He had a crazy deal. You know what I mean? When he did his record Boom and this, that, and the other, I think he had a deal with Sony. I want to say Sony. It was damn near $1 million. You know what I mean? You know, my cousin
That's
Tracy,
what
they
people
was running
don't
around
know.
doing everything. They was crazy. You know what I mean?
People don't know that a lot of Detroit artists were probably the first ones to get those huge deals.
All right, me and Frank did was 6 figures. No bullshit. No cap. No cap. 6 figures. I didn't tell a soul like what the I didn't tell my mama how much money it was. It was so weird. Um,
Right.
and all that money was to record one album. They had things allocated that me and Frank wasn't even fucking doing. Like they allocated producers and goddamn trips to New York, all types of shit on the spreadsheet to break down the money. Um, so a lot of that shit was cut, and that money had to come back to me and Frank because we didn't do all that shit.
Right,
All
because you had Dilla
yeah, so
as the
all the
main producer.
production. So we even had Jay Z's cousin Beehive was our manager. Um, it was weird as hell. It was one of the weirdest things ever and shit. Every time we'd go to fucking New York, Jay Z would just be leaving and shit. You know what I mean? Dilla was like, God damn, man. Every time we get to this motherfucker, this nigga's always fucking gone, man. Like, he's like, Beehive, hook me up with cuz, man. Get him this beat tape. You know what I mean? So you hear Jay-Z referencing like Beehive gave him a tape and this, that, and the other. He looked just like Jay-Z. I ain't even lying, he looked just like it was Jay-Z's first cousin. It was the most craziest thing. We see Bleak
Yeah,
out there.
Al look like Jay Z on the cool.
We
Al
see Bleak out there. We see Tata and we see Tata to take us to the Spanish clubs and shit. Everybody rushing to put their black card up. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, all them niggas had black cards way back then. You know what I mean? Way back then and shit. And that's when they was drinking that Belvedere. You know what I mean? So
right.
the deal was good. So when bless up my brother Common. Common helped us with the deal. Bless up the Roots. Um, we all had the same A&R, Wendy Goldstein. Um,
I know
whereas
about Wendy Goldstein. She's a lawyer, right? Or was she a lawyer?
she was an A&R for MCA. She was an
Oh,
A&R, and like when she came down, so me and Frank had worked on this album for some years, and it was like every time like certain people would come down, celebrities we had playing for them, and they would fucking go fucking crazy and shit. You know what I mean? Even a couple of songs like Dilla used to send um Q-Tip just the hard drives, just crazy, and Tip just would just go crazy on the songs and shit. So um Amplified had came out the album, right? And we went to Best Buy to get the album, and we riding and listening. And one of the beats that he used, me and Frank used it, and we was like, "What the fuck?" We like, "Damn!" And the song we had on that shit was like that song was fucking crazy. Dilla love all the songs that we did. Dilla loved them, and he appreciated that we just wanted to do something just like he wanted to do something. You know what I mean? Um, but the songs was just like so crazy, and we'd play it for different artists when they came down. They really enjoyed it. This is that and the other. But me and Dilla went to Common's Gold Party in LA, and we had a meeting with MCA. So Jay Boberg, he sent everybody home. We had the big round table in the meeting. You know, and this was some crazy ass shit. It was crazy. And he was like, "Yeah, so Dilla, what can we expect from Frank and Dank?" Um, he's like, "Yo, they doing a whole new album." He's like, "Oh, really? They doing a whole new album?" That was the first time that I knew right there. I said, "A whole new album?" He's like, "Yeah." So the president was like, "So Dank, what we gonna expect from Frank and Dank with the new album?" It just caught me off guard because I'm thinking that we using the material that brought Wendy Goldstein down, because that shit was like them fucking songs was super crazy. I say that's some of the best work I ever fucking did. Um, you know, and after we got out the meeting, I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" He's like, "No, we're just gonna do some new shit." I'm like, "Damn!" For real. He said, we're gonna take one song from out of there, out of the batch." I said, "Damn, just one?" He's like, "Just one." I'm like, "Damn!" We did everything else. That's when we made 48 hours. So the label actually really wanted the one when he sampled all the stuff. This is that and the other. But Dilla didn't want to be dealing with all the sample clearances and all that, so he sampled himself. So it was a little dispute with the new sound, but we fixed it, and they said, "Okay, give us a couple more singles." So we did "Take Your Clothes Off," um, which was a smash, and then we did "Off Your Chest," which that was a smash too. And then they merged with Gaffin, and then it was all fucked up. It was fucked up. Oh, it's fucked up. They didn't know what the fuck to do with us. They said, "Well, we just gonna shelve y'all right now until we figure out what we gonna do with y'all." You know what I mean? And the reason why they gonna shelve was because they just gave us all that goddamn money. You know what I mean? And then the president was like, Wendy Goldstein had left, the vice president had left. We didn't have B have no more. He was gone. So we like, holy shit. So it's just really me, Frank and Dylan and Mondoose to help us out with certain things. That was just it. You know what I mean? It was done. You know what I mean? So we had to figure out all the rest. And then we had Micheline, but Micheline was one of Dilla's lawyers. You know what I mean? So she handled this stuff on McNasty side. So we was just trapped up in contracts for years. Right.
Wow, so that kind of like destroy. So John Wilkes Booth has a question. Music has gone back to its roots of being a performing art, live acts. Folks don't buy music anymore. Streaming sites are really mafia payola platforms, in my honest opinion. And his question is, how do you feel about streaming?
Streaming is good. Um, you got to prepare yourself and be open minded to the new technology and the new ways to earn as an artist. Um, every situation has its turn and its cycle until it's something new um, to earn from as an artist. So, a lot of people make a lot of money off streaming. Once you get the niche right of it, because you got to pay to play, and just the old just music made it through. No, you got to pay to play. Um,
So
and people was trying.
do you feel like now, like that there's a streaming, do you think it could be a new revival for Frank and Dank, where you don't have to worry about like, oh, getting signed to a label and the ups and downs of
Well,
being signed to different labels and
well,
kind of like not being able to like fall through the cracks of
well,
things?
signing to a label um is healthy. Um, you're more smarter, more wiser, and understand the terms and the regulations of things that you getting into. And then if you dealing with a small independent label or a major label, you know they gonna pay to play. You gonna you gonna have somebody put some marketing dollars into you. It's gonna move in a particular way, where You
Miss
know,
Taylor Baby says you actually take a loss when you sign to a label versus if you were to do it independently and do streaming.
it just depends on it just depends on what's your goal as you being an artist. Um, you'll lose being independent. And if you're being independent, you got to have your money right. Um, because again, you got to pay to play. If you ain't got your money right, you're independent artist. You're gonna go through a lot of shit. A lot of doors is gonna get slammed in your face, and you're not even gonna be able to walk through. Um, Trying to get a single on the radio, Lord have mercy, man. Um, it's crazy. You
So
don't even know. You don't even know how much it costs to get you a single on the radio.
how
You,
much does it cost? How much
whew,
does it cost?
man, it's up there. At least a
Like
hundred G's
100,000 to get your a song on the radio
properly,
properly.
properly in the system correctly. Um, everybody got to everybody got to touch it. Everybody got to touch it. Um, everybody else, everybody else is. It's just one of those things. You gotta appreciate the growth on how
We got
things.
Brightmore in the building. I'm sorry. We got Brightmore in the building. Everything everyday podcast. Daryl Long's in the building.
Bless up, bless up, bless up.
Yeah. So
No, it's just like I
so
said. It's just whatever you trying to do as an artist. It's
what
some
do you
good
think
in
about
being
the
independent.
what do you
It's
think
some
about the
good.
like 360 deal? Like a lot of people nowadays are like doing these 360 deals
No, I
where
don't like that because your tour money should be yours. Your merch money should be yours. You shouldn't have to split all that. You go on tour, you got they getting half of that. We go on tour, we eating all of that. You know what I mean? You do a 360 deal, they cutting into that tour money. You know what I mean? It's tight. You know what I mean? You putting out that merch, they want a piece of that. So, you know, it's good points having a major deal, and it's good points being independent. It just breaks down to what you actually trying to do because
Miss Taylor Baby says 360 is a loan.
it's a loan, but it's just another way for the label to be a part of everything as the artist is doing. You know what I mean? It's even got to the point now that the labels they putting life insurance on you. It's just one of those things.
I've heard
Uh,
about that with Empire Records. A lot of
yeah,
like that people
yeah,
that
it's
go on that
real.
label,
It's
they put that life. It's called
when
the
you
death
dealing
clause.
with real street dudes that came off of the block and still trying to transition. See, the transition is the hardest part to get past, from coming off of the streets to being legitimate artists and doing your thing and shit. Because the streets always steady calling, no matter what fucking city you is, what country, the streets is always calling. If you've been a street one, they still calling. So it's just one of those things. You gotta figure out which way you want to do it. Like I said,
Did
independent.
you ever have to deal with like the hip hop police, like when you guys were on tour? Because I know a lot of like hip hop artists deal with this, like almost like a like they'll have like private investigators following them. Was that like not a thing back then, or is that just a
Um,
recent thing that
we
came
had an
into?
episode of a situation, but it wasn't like extensive like that. But it was like a weird situation where, we thought we could smoke up, you know, and then next thing you know, we coming to the border and they got machine guns and everything out and shit. You know what I mean? Uh, Motherfuckers taking my grills out of my mouth, like, yo, put this all in here. You know what I mean? Like searching for shit. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, but not hip hop police. This is that and the other. You know what I mean? We don't be ratchet like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, we don't be ratchet like that.
So he said TikTok pays $15 per million streams. So do you feel like the artists are getting like kind of like duped out of like what money that they would really like get if they
Well,
really
like I said, it's hey, you got to pick your own poison. Um, you gotta pick your own poison. It's just you want to do it like this, or you want to do it like that. Um, but up the middle, both ways, you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play.
You know what? I really I realized recently that you can actually buy a Grammy. I heard that Cardi B bought her Grammy.
Well, I don't see why she had the background because she got hits. I ain't gonna lie. She got a lot of hits, so she should actually be. Uh, it should be legitimate because she got hits. Um, her style of music is really not my style of music, but certain songs I listen to, and she got hits. You can't take that away from the woman. She got hits. You know what I mean? She got hits under her belt. She got platinum shit over there like crazy. Gold,
Miss
you know,
Taylor, I need you to come up here. You saying a lot. Come on up here. I just sent you the link. So she said that Cardi B was actually chosen. That she really don't have hits, but she just had the. I think that's what she's saying is that she
well,
just had the biggest people that's
well, it's like this, and I'm be honest with you. Everybody have fucking writers. She got writers. They carved out hits for her. You cannot take nothing. Nobody chose her to nothing. That's part of her journey and what she was trying to do just as well. It's tons of yes men behind her twinkling things, but she ain't done her thing. You can't take nothing away from that woman. You listen to that woman already all the goddamn time, song after
Does
song,
Nicki Minaj
whatever.
have any Grammys, Miss Taylor? I don't think she have any
She
Grammys, do she?
should. She should have. She should have one. She should
I don't
too.
think she has any. I
Like
don't think she has
all
any.
the goddamn women who have done their thing should at least have one. They owe that. Trina too. I know Missy Elliott got some. You know what I mean? Or what's her
But
name?
Missy Elliott is a producer though.
I know Doja Cat got one. She got one with what you call it? I can't think of the singing girl name. Sarah.
Nicki Minaj does not have any Grammys, but Cardi B
Well,
does.
Nicki Minaj should have some Grammy because she got hits too. So
So that
somebody,
means that they cook the books. They cook it. It's rigged.
everything is rigged. Life is rigged. It's not just
Okay.
music. Life is rigged. Your job is rigged. Um, Dealing with janky peoples is rigged. You know what I mean? Um, at the end of the day, civilians actually wouldn't even actually know their standpoint on what they receiving or what they doing. Yes, Missy is a writer, but Cardi B is an entertainer. They still win. They still both make millions. You know what I mean? Whether somebody shit, half of the motherfucking entertainment business motherfuckers ain't writing their own shit. You know what I mean? That's just what this is business, entertainment. You know what I mean?
Right. Wow.
Entertainment is entertainment. They there to entertain you. So, and at the end of the day, everybody that's out, man or woman, is doing their motherfucking thing. You can't take nothing like the journey of being an artist. That ain't no easy ass task. It's not. It's not. It's not an easy task. To even speak of a Grammy, that's a lot of fucking money to get
Yeah.
to that. You
Yeah.
can't even imagine how much money it is in marketing and promoting and having the right people in your corner to even get to that. That's serious business.
So why
And
do you think that J Dilla probably haven't never got to be becoming a Grammy Award winning artist?
my brother Dilla was robbed. He's robbed from a lot of his greatest things. But he was a super humble man, and you know, it's one of those things. He didn't care about the glamour and glitz. He just wanted to work. You know what I mean? Take care of his family and shit. All like even a lot of songs he produced, niggas say come out to the video. Nah, he ain't doing it. Um, he don't want to do it and shit.
You think
So
because he didn't necessarily play the game,
no, he didn't play the game. He didn't play the game at all through none of it. You know what I mean? Dilla was a very humble and smart guy when it came to dealing with. the artists, the labels, and how the shit went. He put it in the sense where it's on his terms now. When you do something, when you do everything for everybody else, you finally get a chance to do it on your terms. That's it. You know what I mean? Like myself personally, this is off of the whole lingo what we talking about. I appreciate all journeys in music. Um, all of it is good. Um, I can't shit on this or that, this is that and the other, because just to be an artist, to receive, to even get one goddamn fan, it's serious business. You know what I mean? You got to be special to get to have all them people behind you doing all these things, making sure it's airtight. Man, you got to be motherfucking special. To be traveling the world and over, you got to be special. To go overseas, you got to be special. And what I mean by special, I ain't talking about booking your own goddamn flight, going over there, seeing this is that and other. I'm talking about motherfuckers paying you to come, paying you and taking care of you while you come do your thing. You know what I mean? So this journey as being an artist, you know what I mean? It's
Me
one of
5 years to get that first flight over to Europe, and I thought I was a shit when I got my little flight over there.
see what I'm saying? Shit, like I can't even count how many goddamn flights to there. You know what I mean? I can't even. Yeah, it's been a major, super, super blessing for the whole journey. So I respect all of the journey of every artist, every producer. Hey man, it's a task itself. You know what I mean? It's just a task. It's just not nothing lightly. How actual civilian can even look at the. You can't even. You wouldn't even
Imagine the
understand.
amount of people and amount of like people that are behind. That's why when they give their speeches, it's like they gotta thank all the people that did this, and when they get,
Yes, it ain't just.
it's like
I
a
just,
roll. It's
it
like a
ain't
whole
just like and
for
like
that.
for the women, like, and I respect the women and with a big heart because it's a lot for them to do this hip hop fucking music. It's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It ain't just you gotta have tough skin. That's the
And
main thing. Cause the creeps is coming out. You know what I mean? You
John Wilkes, he said only a handful of acts can sell out an arena.
oh that's we on a whole nother different level right there. When you talking about arenas and shit, you talking about arenas, you know you got some goddamn marketing money invested in you. You talking about arenas. When you get to talking about arenas, whether the whole motherfucking thing is sold out or not, when you get talking about arenas, you talking about a whole nother different thing. It's different.
So, do you
Yeah,
think
which they should. You say the engineer, yeah, well, hell yeah, the engineer should. That's who. Let me tell you this. This is the realest thing that I can say. The producer and the engineer, that's the biggest, like, that's the biggest blessing. The producer gonna cook that for you, but the engineer gonna make you sweet. He gonna kill it. When Dilla make the fucking beat and then he engineer and mix it, he turns some fucking knobs, just a little this and the other. You couldn't even like he put you in the pocket so phenomenal. Yes, it's a big honor for the engineers. Hell yeah. Engineers, produce every person that's involved into the music plays a part. You know what I mean? It ain't just, oh yeah, I'm about to rap, I'm about to sing. No fucking way. It's a it's a major collab of every goddamn thing. And you gotta respect it. You know what I mean? Even shit that's bullshit, you gotta they tried. That's how they was feeling. Can't shit talk niggas about their music or their production. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
for I got you here for like well, it's almost past an hour and a half, hour and 15. We
Oh
got to
shit.
bring you back because I know there's probably even more that you want to like share.
Oh,
But
I appreciate a good interview. I appreciate you, sis. Um, it's always a blessing to be able to talk to the journalists about different things that I mean they ain't get a chance to kick it with or even know or even the knowledge. So I'm always grateful and humble and um, to be able to sit with the journalists and just kick it. You know what I mean? You know what
I
I mean?
hope that what are you working on? What do you have coming up?
Oh shit, I got new F&D coming.
New Frank N
Um,
Dank. Uh oh.
Dankery Harv free game with the whole family on it. Shout out to my brother Crystal and the family. Shout out Illa J, my son Main Soul, my nephew Hoseby, Frank Nitty. That's free game. That's with the whole family. Just got a situation for that over in Germany for that album. It's gonna be wax CDs and tapes. Um, got
Where can
something
we
coming.
find you at?
Got something right now with my brother DJ Nana. Um, New album. Daydream. I got a produce album that I produce. That's all done. That's all mastered. Then we got Detroit with my brother Cap from Italy. We had this album for some time. He just finished pressing this up too. We got vinyl for that too. So I'm just working. I'm just working.
One thing I love about Detroit artists is that they're international. They don't just only
Oh
like work about like hip hop from the
no,
American
no,
scene.
no. It's like
They do stuff all over the world.
when you
So
when you meet people, um, oh yeah, I got project with my nephew Nitro. That's coming too. Project with my brother Frank Mitz. That's coming too. Got a project with my brother Sour Chops too. I have all these projects already did. I just
so
got
where can we find you at? Where can we like find all these projects?
you can find me. You can find the projects on Spotify, Amazon, all that. You can hit me on the real on Instagram on the real Dankery Harv 313. Um, Book me. What's up? Get a feature. What's up? Let's just work. Shit. You might just get it for the love. If you're genuine like that, you just might get it for the love. You know what I mean? It's like that.
All
The
right, I got
real,
this right.
the
Real.
real, the real, the real
Oh,
Dank
okay.
Her.
The real. Let's
Yeah,
get
the
those
real
right.
Dank Her. Hit me up. Sis got me locked in there like that. Uh,
Yeah. So if anybody wants to do it and get any features, get some production done.
or
Um, this is
you
my
want to do an
brother.
interview? Want to do an interview? Walk through anything, hit me up, man. You know what I mean? Don't be shy. Don't think about money and this is that another. I'm a real person. I'm down to earth. I'm always showing love. Love is a big thing, and in my whole shit because my brother showed me extreme love to get here. So I can't do nothing but show the same gratitude and love back. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I'm just too humble at this time. It's been a lot of big blessings. So from a lot of good people. So I can't do nothing but do the same thing. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, sis. Thank you for this time. For sure, for sure. It's been a blast.
Thank you. And then when you come up with your new album, you got to come back because I
Oh,
want to
for
hear it
sure, for sure. It's coming. As soon as I get the single, I'll be back.
for
I'll be
sure.
back. I'll be
Sure.
back. For sure, for sure. Appreciate you for
All
sure,
right.
for sure. Big blessings to you. Say hello to the family too. Big bless to my brother Batin, rest up. Big bless to my brother J Dilla, rest up. Bless up to everybody across the world, all the fallen